You have reached Red Steele's Historical Review. I'm your man, Red Steele, and today I'll be reviewing from Transformers Legacy United, Lockdown. Transformers Legacy United Star Raider Lockdown. But before I get to the actual review, I just want to go over some of the spectacular details on this packaging. Up front here, a display window showing you both the figure and all of its accessories inside. On top of the packaging here, you have the Transformers Legacy United logo. In the corner here, you have the 8+, which is the age requirement for this figure. In the other corner here, you have the Takara Tomy Transformers Generations logo. Alongside here, it says Transformers. In the middle, you have this beautiful illustration of Lockdown in this car mode. Then over here it says Star Raider Lockdown. Below all that, you have the Transformers Legacy United logo. Corner here, the Hasbro emblem. And down here, it says it is a deluxe class figure. Then on the side of the packaging here, you have a couple more beautiful illustrations of Lockdown in this robot mode. The other side of the packaging here, this beautiful montage of all the Transformers and Transformers Legacy United, starting with Wingblade, Tidal Wave, and over here you have Megatron. Below that, you have Magmatron. On the side here, you have Lockdown. Below that, Bumblebee. Then you have Optimus Prime. And down here, you have the 40th anniversary of Transformers. Back of the packaging here, corner here, you have Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. Then over here it says Star Raider Lockdown. Middle of the packaging here, you have all of the biggest features, starting with Lockdown in his robot mode and Lockdown in his car mode. Down here again, you have 40 years of Transformers. And down here, you have the Hasbro emblem. Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Star Raider Lockdown. Lockdown was released on March 2024 with the suggested retail price of $24.99, and he was available exclusively at Walmart. Lockdown is a Transformers the Animated Series inspired figure that converts to his car mode in 17 steps. His accessories include 2 engine blasters, 2 exhaust pipes, 1 hook, 2 back window blasters, and instructions. Lockdown stands 5.5 inches tall, and he is meant for fans ages 8 and up. I'll go ahead and convert Lockdown from his robot mode all the way to his car mode. But the first thing I always want to do before you transform any of your Transformers, you want to remove all the weapons and accessories. So I'm going to take his exhaust pipe here, put that off to the side. Do the same thing on the other side. Take the exhaust pipe, put this off to the side. Take his back window blaster, I'll pop that out, put that off to the side. His engine blaster, put that off to the side. And last but not least, his other back window blaster. For the first step of the transformation, we want to take Lockdown, we want to turn him all the way around. You get this backpack right here, and you got a couple of panels right there and right there. Each side you have a hinge joint right there and right there. You want to pop that panel open, just like that, and just like that. Which is step number 2, you want to turn Lockdown all the way around. You have his arms right here and right here. You have a shoulder joint right there and right there. You want to untab the shoulder joint, just like that. Do that to the other side. Take this shoulder joint, untab it, and bring it forward, just like that. This is step number 3. You have this chest panel right here. You have a hinge joint on the very bottom. You want to take this chest panel now and bring it down, just like that. Then step number 4. You have this head right here, and you have this panel on the bottom. There's a hinge joint right there. You want to flip this headpiece so it goes right into the backpack, just like that. Then step number 5, which is this whole top piece now. It's on a swivel joint. Then once you go ahead and rotate it around, just like that. Then step number 6, then once you now take the arms, and then once you go and swing it out just like that, do that to the other side to this arm piece, and swing it out just like that. So it should look like this. Then step number 7, then once you go and take this backpack now, and bring it all the way back, just like this. Step number 8. You want to take Lockdown now. You have his feet right here. And on the heel you have this big panel. I want to go and flip that up just like that. Do that to the other side to that foot. Flip it down and make sure that panel goes in just like that. So for step number 9, want to take the toes now. You want to push it completely into the leg just like that. Do that to the other side to this toe and flip it right into the leg just like that. Then step number 10, get some tabs right there, you got some portholes on each side. You want to go and bring everything together right in the middle, and it should tab right into place just like that. Then step number 11, get a hinge joint right there. You want to bring the whole front piece up just like that. Then step number 12, get these door panels right there. You got a tab right there, you got a porthole right there on each side. You want to go close these doors so they tab right into place just like that. Step number 13, you want to lock down all the way around? You have this whole chest piece right here, you have a hinge joint right there. You want to go take this chest piece and flip it down just like that. You want to make sure the shoulders clear the car. Then step number 14, what you want to do next is you want to take these arms, and right at the elbow you want to go and turn them in just like that, so this porthole's facing up. Do that to the other side, go and take this arm and face it up just like that. Then step number 15, you want to take these fists now, and you want to turn them up just like that, so the porthole is facing up. Do that to the other side to that fist, and turn it up just like that. Then step number 16, right at the elbow joint, you want to kind of bend it in just like that. You want to go and do that to the other side. Because in the 17th and final step, you want to make sure everything kind of falls right into place, because you got a lot of portholes and you got tabs right there. You want to bring everything in so it meets in the middle and the back, and everything tabs right into place nice and neat just like that. And now you have lockdown in this full car mode. Now that I have lockdown in his car mode and on my display table, so we'll go over some of his display features and accessories. First of all, I talk about his rear window blasters. And there's a way to store these rear window blasters on lockdown while he's in his vehicle mode. You do that by combining these two blasters, because in the center right here, notice there's a little tab right there and there's a little notch right there. You got that on the other side, you got a little tab right there, a little notch right there. You want to go ahead and combine these two blasters together to form one, just like that. You'll see pieces of the window right there and right there, where I feel that this is actually part of the transformation. They should have included this as the final steps of the transformation, but they want to go ahead and just make this more part of maybe a play feature, an accessory. So you want to go grab the hook now, and that gold barrel right there actually has a porthole. And they actually both have portholes in the barrels, but you want to go and plug it in the golden one, just like that. Now you want to go and take this rear window blaster now. You got two pegs right there. Take lockdown, you got two portholes right there and right there. I'm going to take this blaster now. You want to line it all up, so you just tab that right into place. And now you see where the rear window kind of fits into place, and it actually plays into part of the transformation, so it's not really a weapon storage per se. Because the next accessory I want to go and bring in are his exhaust pipes. And you go and you plug these exhaust pipes in that porthole right in front of the wheel, and it does look like part of the vehicle again. So this is not really a weapon storage per se, but more of a way to complete his transformation, which I really do like, and I do feel it does add to his mode, because without his accessories he does look very bare. So the next accessory I'm going to bring in are his engine blasters, and the same thing you did with the rear window blasters. You got a tab right there and you got a notch right there on each side. You want to go and line them up, peg them into place with each other. Now you form one engine block. But on this engine block you have two tabs right there and right there. For his vehicle mode you have a porthole right there and right there. You just plug that engine in just like this, and now you have lockdown in his complete vehicle mode. And I do feel that the weapon storage is necessary to complete his transformation, because he does look like a post-apocalyptic muscle car. Very nicely done. You can see all the spikes right here. Lots of great paint detail. I do actually really enjoy this version of Lockdown. He isn't the greatest though. And he is a retooling of Axle Grease. And that's a figure that didn't even hit store shelves here in the United States. He was like in a wave of figures that didn't hit brick or mortar stores, but was more available online. He had a kind of a cool color scheme, and I believe that just a way to combine all the Junkion Transformers to make an undocumented Transformer, and he was a crucial piece of this, which I'm glad I have Lockdown, because I can now complete that combiner, which I might do a separate review for later on down the road. But he is a retooling of that, and I guess Scrap Hook was actually retooled into Axle Grease, so this is like a retooling done twice over. Very nicely done figure. I do really enjoy him, but I feel that they already did a Generations update for Lockdown, and he came out with a Revenge of the Fallen toy line, which I just remembered right before I started taping this review, so I didn't really have any time to dig out that version of Lockdown. But I do have an original version of Lockdown from the animated series, which is really nicely done. So this is the original Lockdown And they did do an updated version where he was fits more the generation line than this figure. I think it's nice that they brought this figure out, because if you did miss out on the Revenge of the Fallen, because a lot of people did skip over the movie line Transformers. He did come out for that, and that probably, in my honest opinion, is the definitive version of Lockdown. And I wish I took the time to look for him, but I mean, my movie Transformers were deep in my storage unit because they weren't a high priority, and I didn't feel like they were going to update a lot of those versions of the Transformers. But with Lockdown, I did recall that they did have a Generations update, and they ported them over to the Revenge of the Fallen toy line, which is very strange because around the same time they had the Thrilling 30s, and that version of Lockdown would probably fit better in that toy line than the Revenge of the Fallen. But nonetheless, great figure, and I do feel like anime series was a very stylized series, and the toys were based on the animated models from the cartoon series, and so they're very stylized. So they weren't very robotic. They're very sleek and slender, and you'll see that more in the robot mode. It just, the vehicle mode is very nicely done, and you know, with the original version, I have to give it to the original version because you got the exhaust pipes. Very simplistic, but very nice design for Lockdown. This one right here, like I said, it was a retooling, so, and it kind of fell short in the vehicle mode, and it's a nice vehicle nonetheless. So if you don't own the animated version or the Revenge of the Fallen version of Lockdown, I say pick this guy up. He's very hard to find. He's an exclusive at Walmart, but nonetheless, I mean, the wheels roll. I mean, lots of great paint detail. I love the engine block right here. A lot of the details of the original Lockdown did carry over. This right here is something that kind of was maybe utilized in the Revenge of the Fallen version, because I believe from my research this figure is more based on the Revenge of the Fallen version of Lockdown than as opposed to the original animated version. But I mean, this is the original source material right here, so I would have gone more heavily on the animated series. But a lot of the Legacy version, War for Cybertron Studio Series versions of the anime series figures have fallen kind of short compared to the originals. So I would have to go with the original. But if you don't own the original, like I said earlier on, or the Revenge of the Fallen, I would go ahead and pick this guy up. It's a very nicely done figure. Let me go and rotate him around so you guys see what it looks like from all angles. Very, very cool. Lots of great paint deco. Lots of great play features. It's just a nicely done figure, and I'm glad I picked him up. Now they have Lockdown in his robot mode and on my display table, so we'll go over some of his play features and accessories. First by talking about his exhaust pipes. And according to the instructions, there's a way to arm Lockdown with these exhaust pipes while he's in his robot mode. And you do that because on the back of these exhaust pipes, you have a 5mm peg. His shoulder right here, inside the wheel, you have a 5mm porthole. You just take that peg and just plug it right into that porthole just like that. Do that to the other side. Take that exhaust pipe, with that peg right there, plug it right into the wheel just like that, and now you have Lockdown armed with his exhaust pipe. Very cool play feature. The next accessory I'm going to bring in are his rear window blasters. And you have two of them, one with the gold barrel and the other one with the black barrel. They each have 5mm portholes. But I choose to arm the gold one because that's what the instructions tell you to do. Next you want to go and grab the hook. Back of this hook you have 5mm peg. You want to plug it right in that barrel just like that. Then you want to go and take that rear window blaster and you have this peg right here. Inside the forearm right here, you have a 5mm porthole. According to the instructions, they want you to go and plug that into place just like that. And it's kind of odd, but I kind of see it being a kind of a cool play feature. And do that to the other side too. You got this peg right by the barrel right here. Plug it right in the forearm. And now you have Lockdown armed with both his rear window blaster. So the final accessory I'm going to bring in is his engine. This engine block actually splits into two pieces where it forms two engine blasters. Each one of these blasters has a 5mm peg on the bottom. Each one of his fists is a 5mm porthole. I'm going to plug each one of these engine blasters into the fist just like that. And just like that. And now you have Lockdown fully armed with all his weapons and accessories. He looks pretty menacing, a pretty cool figure, fully armed. But I'm going to arm him as he appeared in the animated series. And you do that by take the engine out of his hand. Now I'm going to recombine this engine because you have tabs and portholes on various parts of the engine. We're going to plug it in and form one big engine block. Next I'm going to bring this hook out, untab it, and inside the hook right here, you have another peg right on the inside which goes over his fist, so it kind of acts as if there's a hook hand, so it completely replaces the fist. Just like that. I'm going to plug this engine right on top of the hook, just like this. So now you have them on as they appeared in the animated series, which I do have on hand to a side-by-side comparison. And as I mentioned earlier on, the animated series had a very stylized style where it was very sleek and very cartoon-like. And the artist had his own rendition of how he felt Transformers should look. And he was the same artist, I believe, that did Teen Titans and a few other animated series were big hits. And when he did anime series, I mean, I actually enjoyed that series. It was well written. And I mean, being a G1 fan, it's kind of hard to swallow because they're like, these aren't really Transformers, it's very cartoony. But for me, it worked because when Takara Hasbro ported them over to toy form, they're very faithful to the animated model from that cartoon series. So I appreciate what they did with this series, and I think it's very different, and it was a nice breath of fresh air when it came to Transformers. But eventually what they did was they wanted to bring in, because Lockdown is actually a pretty cool character, and what they did was when Revenge of the Fallen movie came out, they did like a Generations update of that figure so it fit more into the mainstream Transformer toy line, and it was very cool because it looked like something that would blend in with the normal. At the time, I believe it was Generations was out, and I felt that figure would have fit in better with more of the Thrilling 30s toy line. Because Thrilling 30s did a lot of updates on figures, and they made them fit right into what they would look like now with the modern technology. With Generation 1, a lot of figures were very blocky, and they made them more proportioned, and the transformations looked more faithful to what you would have seen in the cartoon series back then. But what happened was, this version of Lockdown was heavily based on that Revenge of the Fallen version, which I'm kicking myself in the butt for not bringing that out because it would make this review make more sense. Because what happened was they took a lot of design elements from the anime series, put it over to Revenge of the Fallen, which this figure is more based on the Revenge of the Fallen figure than it was from the anime series. And as you can see, with the head sculpt, it looks more movie-like, which was more based on that Revenge of the Fallen figure, which which is a great figure, and in my opinion, that is the definitive version of Lockdown. But with this version of Lockdown, I mean, it is the original source material, and this is what Lockdown is. This is Lockdown right here. Very nicely done. I mean, I kind of wish they brought more design elements where it was more faithful to the anime series, but it does make sense why he looks the way he does, because he is kind of blends in best of both worlds, you have to say. So I mean, you see some of the elements that carry over, like his feet carried over. I mean, the color scheme carried over, a lot of the spikes. I mean, too bad the exhaust pipes couldn't remain, more faithful. I mean, you got the backpack, windshield. I mean, you got a lot of design elements, color scheme. And you could also arm him as he appeared in the anime series, which I did with the hook hand and the engine block on the hook hand. But I'm going to put him off to the side. Because, I mean, he is a great figure nonetheless, and if you don't own an animated version of Lockdown, and even if you do, I would say pick him up because he was very hard to find. At least my region, he came out very late. He came out around the Christmas season, and actually I saw him Christmas Eve, and I was doing last minute Christmas shopping, and I decided to float over to the toy aisle, and I saw that they had him and Cannonball, and I had to pick both of them up. Now, I was going to pass on the whole Star Raider Walmart exclusive series, but since Lockdown is so cool, and Cannonball looks kind of cool too, I'm probably going to get into Road Pig, which there's a lot of play elements, which I couldn't show you with this figure yet because I don't own Road Pig. I believe his name is Road Pig anyways. It's a motorcycle Star Raider figure that was retooled off of, I forgot what his name was. But he does parts form into something that plays into his transformation. But it's very, very, very cool play feature, so I'll probably end up reviewing and collecting all the Star Raider figures. But like I said, a lot of great paint detail, a lot of articulation, and if you do see him on toy shelves, do grab him because he's very hard to find. At least with my region of the country, I've only seen him once, and the one that I did see is the one that you see right here. But if you guys found any of the information in this review valuable, please like and share this video. Also, if you really enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel. And while you're there, click the bell to be notified of any future videos. I want to thank you guys for watching Steele's Awesome Toy Collector Review. I'll check you guys out next time.